20 years after his sad and untimely passing, Phil Hartman still makes me laugh. From the countless Saturday Night Live sketches to the years of Simpsons reruns to his unparalleled work on news radio, I can't help but laugh every time he shows up. Well, not every time. This is also the 20th anniversary of Blasto, one of the only video games to star the great Phil Hartman. It was released just 3 days after the comedian was shot to death and was one of his final acting roles. Turn back now if you don't want to know what happens next, because today we're going to spoil the story and ending for Blasto on the PlayStation. This is Game Over, the early years. Blasto is not a good game. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that it's one of the worst games that I've spent money on. Pretty much everybody agrees that it's terrible, with Next Generation magazine accurately noting that in 10 years, when one thinks of technological milestones on the PlayStation, Blasto will not come to mind. Hell, just about the only person I can find that actually liked the game was Gary N. Walk from Entertainment Weekly, who inexplicably gave it an A-. No joke, it was one of their best reviewed games of 1998. Anyway, I'm not here to convince you that Blasto is worth playing, because it's not. It looks bad and plays even worse, making for a waste of time for everybody involved. But because it's so notoriously bad, I have a hunch that you probably didn't see the ending. At most, you probably just played through the first stage and realized that it wasn't worth suffering through more of this crap. And that's a shame, not the part about avoiding playing through Blasto. That's probably the smartest thing you've ever done. But it's a shame that most people have never experienced the one and only video game ending featuring the late, great Phil Hartman. Let's remedy that right now. So, this is the story of an evil alien tyrant who wants to... well, maybe we should just let Bosk the Terrible lay out his dastardly plans.
Shut up! My devoted legions of terror! The time is finally upon us! Long have the humans sat fat and safe on their shiny blue planet, while we, the one true master race of the universe, banished to this hellhole they call the 5th dimension. Well, now it's payback time. Using our pan-dimensional crossing machine, we will punch a hole through the space-time continuum. And through this glorious galactic gateway, my beautiful hordes will flow like a poison river, establishing a bridgehead on Uranus. Woe, I say! Woe to the fool who stands in our way! When the planet is ours, Earth will stand trembling beneath my shadow. No one will be able to save them. I will enslave their women, eat their children, and rape their cattle. Nothing will stop me from claiming my rightful place as the one true ruler of the universe. I, Bosk the Terrible, shall reign supreme!
Alright, now let's check in with our hero, Captain Blasto.
Space Command Central, Captain Blasto. Space Command Central to Captain Blasto, over.
Blasto here.
You have an urgent message from Admiral Bigshot on your main viewer.
Urgent, huh? Put him through, Command Central.
Blasto, Uranus is in big trouble.
What did I do this time?
This is no time for jokes. It seems that evil alien tyrant Bosk is up to his old tricks again.
Bosk? I thought that pear-headed psychopath was banished to the 5th dimension.
He was, but now he's back, and he's mad. The very foundation of the free planetary system may be at stake. His forces are already massed for an invasion of the planet Uranus!
And you want me to take it back, eh?
Can you do it, Blasto?
Is a frog's butt watertight?
I knew we could count on you, Blasto. Good luck. And remember, Uranus is on the line.
So what else is new?
Okay, so there's not a whole bunch of story after the initial setup. Blasto lands on Uranus with a mission to kill aliens and save the space babes. That's right, this is the 1990s, so of course there are space babes. Blasto wanders around these very simple stages out in the middle of space in hopes of finding the exit to the next stage, which looks exactly the same. Like I said, this game isn't very good, and it doesn't get any better when our hero finds a ship that drops him down to the Uranian dunes. This is a cavernous maze filled with more aliens and, yeah, more space babes. It also has an underwater section that controls about as well as you would think. Back on dry land, Blasto, along with a couple of computer technician aliens, get sucked through a wormhole and spit out into Alienville. It's here where we swap out the boring outer space settings for what can best be described as the Factory of Terror. This is probably the game's most diverse area, which is a nice change of pace after a couple of hours of single color textures and black backgrounds. By following the path, Blasto eventually discovers a teleporter that takes him directly to the Spire Maze, which just so happens to be the final climb to Bosk's fortress. This is a mountainous area filled with rivers of lava. It's extremely dangerous. Our hero tiptoes around and locates the sewer that takes him straight to the fortress. It's here where we finally come face to face with the evil alien tyrant Bosk. But he's not gonna make it easy on poor Blasto. We first have to face him down as a big robot, forcing us to turn on the Nuke-O-Matic Atom Scatter 9000 in order to reduce him to scrap metal. Then comes a fight with the floating Bosk, which ends up being one of the most frustrating battles in this entire game. Thankfully, Blasto wins, and here's what happens next.
This is the end, Bosk. No alien horde, no robotic costume, just you and me.
Have mercy, Blasto. I have money. Riches beyond your wildest dreams. Help me. Together we can rule the universe.
Don't waste your breath, Bosk. There isn't enough money in the galaxy to buy me.
I have women. The largest harem this side of Zantax 5. All eager to do your bidding.
The largest in the galaxy, eh? No, you twisted little swine! I'm Captain Blasto, protector and hero to women, not master and jailer!
Very well. Have it your way, then. But if I'm going down, you're coming with me!
What the? Darn you, Bosk! What did you just do?
A failsafe, Blasto! I'm an evil tyrant, remember? You think I wouldn't have this place rigged to blow?
Blow?
That's right, Blasto. Explode. You have about 2 minutes to get out of here before the whole place is turned to atoms!
Why, you little...
Ha! All this practice, and your aim still sucks, Captain Butthead! What? What? No!
I'd love to stay and chat, Bosk, but I've got to find a way off this rock real fast! Oh, mama! This has got to do something. What's this? Blasto to Space Command Central. Come in, Space Command Central. Blasto to Space Command Central. Come in, Space Command Central.
Blasto? Blasto, is that you? My God, Blasto, it is you!
It's me, all right, Commander, with a big mission accomplished. Uranus is littered with extra crispy bad guys. You might want to send somebody up there to hose the planet down. Either that or have a bake sale.
Good Lord, Blasto, we thought you were done for, man.
It got kind of close down there for a while, but nothing I couldn't handle, sir.
And that little green madman Bosk. Have we seen the last of him, Blasto?
Let's just say, Commander, that if we were in France, he'd be Le Toast.
So yeah, this wasn't exactly Phil Hartman at his best, but there's still comfort in hearing his voice. In case you're wondering, the voice of Bosk was none other than Dan Mueller, the producer and designer of Blasto. He also worked on Mark of Kree and Bust-A-Groove, two games that are significantly better than this turd. The voice of Admiral Big Shot at the end is Ken Gratham, who you might have seen in Peggy Sue Got Married, So I Married an Axe Murderer, and Ewoks, The Battle for Endor. For a game with this much talent, you would hope for a better conclusion. The banter is cute, and I like that there are several different beats to the ending, but it's just not very funny. Nothing about this character is funny, and that's the problem. He just runs around spitting out lame one-liners like, "Now I've seen two masterpieces of suspension, the Golden Gate Bridge and that bra." This is a guy who was able to make Frankenstein and a caveman lawyer funny. So what happened here? If you're gonna spend that much money to bring one of the funniest members of Saturday Night Live into the recording studio, then you should really come prepared with jokes worthy of his talent. Rest in peace, Phil Hartman. You deserve better than Blasto. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Game Over, The Early Years. So if you liked what you saw, then you should know that we post a new episode every Monday, and we have a full archive ready for you to binge watch. Now, for the question of the day, should Sony reboot Blasto? It's been 20 years and they haven't touched the character, but maybe that's for the best. It feels like it would be wrong to recast the voice of Phil Hartman, but it wouldn't be the first time that kind of thing happened. Let me hear your thoughts in the comments below. In other news, I'm currently hard at work on a bunch of reviews, including Yakuza Kiwami 2, which should go live tomorrow. We're also going to be looking at old business cards and having a lot of fun, so I recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.